Day trading. A glamorized high-income skill online with gurus left, right and center, supercars and luxury lifestyles all over social media, and it leads you to one question. Is it really worth it? Now, I'm here to tell you, yes, it's fucking worth it. I'm also here to tell you what it truly takes to become a successful day trader. Because most don't tell you about the sleepless nights, pain and mental stress it takes to really become a successful day trader. Now, if that scares you away from day trading, so be it. This industry, my friend, is not for everyone. Trust me. But if you're anything like me, then you've already suffered enough pain, sleepless nights and mental stress that taking on day trading may just feel like a piss in the wind. Now, instead of sitting here and explaining to you a step-by-step plan on what it takes to become a day trader, let me tell you a bit about myself and what it took for me to get here today. I was not born into money at all. You guys see my success on Instagram and there's always that one comment of, it's daddy's money or it's mummy's money. But that's far from the truth. And it makes me laugh every time I see that. And it gives me joy. Because they're so small-minded and they're never going to achieve anything. And life was good for me up until about 10 years old when my mum had an extreme accident which changed my life forever. Long story short, she fell off a ladder and snapped herself in half. She was hospitalized for over a year and bedridden for months after. Now, this is one of the events that changed my life forever. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of a thing called a butterfly effect, but it's said that everything that happens in your life has a ripple effect which changes the course and the direction of the rest. Now, I have specific moments in my life which I can pinpoint which changed my life forever. The complete course, rerouted me. And two of them I'm going through in this video. The first one being my mum's accident. Now, a few years after my mum's accident, times were really fucking hard. My mum couldn't work anymore. It's not like she gave up. She's always been a hard worker. She's worked as a chef her whole life. She's been doing grueling kitchen shifts. Those of you that work in the kitchen, you know, or if you have family that work in the kitchen, you know. But after the accident, she just couldn't work anymore. Bills were rising, school costs were stacking, new clothes, new shoes, new stationery, school meals, you name it. There's a new bill every fucking week. When I was around 13, I got a job in a bar. I was collecting glasses and I was making a little bit of money just trying to help my mum get by. I was too young to work at that point and I had 0 contracted hours. I remember the last payment I got from them was about £60 for a month's work. Now, I wasn't working for 30 days. I only made that much money because of them contracted hours, because I was too young to work. And then it was around 14 when I made a decision that changed my life forever. I began selling drugs. First it was a bit of weed, then I wanted more, so I started selling cocaine. And a few years later, I was making thousands of pounds a week selling coke in the pubs, on the streets, and to any fucking crackhead that wanted to wash up. Then everything came crashing down. The second event that changed my life forever. On the 19th of December, 2019, when I was 17 years old, my mum's house, my dad's house, and 4 other houses were raided by armed police at the same minute, on the same hour of the same day. I was arrested, taken into custody, and held for 4 days until I was released to the court. I then got bail and my case had started. Now, stupidly enough, I didn't quit there. I got out of the cells, I got out of the courts. I went and picked up a fat sack of yay and started chopping it down. I thought I was smart, moving different, new spots, new houses, lining up sales 10, 20 at a time. Boom, 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 getting them done. But stupid little me didn't realize they continued to watch me. They continued to watch me and they continued to build their case. I was on bail for about 5 or 6 Class A drug charges, including money charges, including a lot of random shit that they decided to add on top. Now, what the fuck was I thinking? On bail, Class A drug charges, a conspiracy, selling cocaine still. I'll tell you exactly what I was thinking. I didn't give a flying fuck. At that point in my life, it was all I knew. I genuinely thought that was my destiny. Young, dumb, blinded, and naive. I wasn't on social media, and I didn't have anybody around me doing anything other than breaking down fucking bricks. Nor did I see anyone doing anything special. Then came the 16th of October, 2020. A year into my case, still awaiting my Crown Court trial, and boom, my door comes off again. Armed police. This time, a lot more serious, and they ended up finding more gear than they did the last time. Now, I remember thinking instantly whilst this officer's gun was pointed at my chest, my life is fucked, I am over. That is it. Final straw, done. I was quite aggressively arrested, took to the holding cells at the courts, and remanded for about 7 days until I had my hearing. I had my hearing and I was granted bail with a lot stricter conditions. I couldn't really do fuck all at that point. Now, I had a lot of leeway as I was still a minor at this point. They raided my house the second time on the 16th of October. They was trying to do it on the 21st, because that is when my birthday would have been. And they would have then caught me as an adult with Class A drugs. That would have changed the whole case. The whole case. I would not be here making this video right now. Stupid fucking pricks got it a week early. But at this point, once I was released, I stopped completely, and I had no fucking idea what I actually wanted to do. I had no qualifications, not even a GCSE, just 4 years of my life completely wasted at this point. I then came across some random guy on Instagram after I'd finally got online, and his name was Kashmir Marketing. Some random Forex marketer back in the day. Some bullshit guy, really and truly. But it did open my eyes to trading. I dove deeper, and eventually I found a guy called Ricky, who is, in this day and age, like an older brother to me. But this was my way to make my family proud. I left the town I was a known drug dealer in, and moved in with my dad, who had just also moved to a new area. Now I must add, without my father, I would not be where I am today. And no, not because he's rich, but because he supported me from day one, when everybody else said I couldn't do it. He sacrificed everything for me to be where I am today, and I know you'll be watching this because you watch all of my videos. Love you, Dad. I will see you in Phuket in December, you fucking legend. But that was it. A fresh start, fresh vision, and a whole lot of ambition. And pair that with my dad's support, I felt fucking unstoppable. I spent 10 to 16 hours a day studying everything that I possibly could. I've done baby pips twice. I've watched thousands of hours of trading content, studied and tried many different fucking strategies. But 3 years later, I was still losing. I was in the same position as I was. Over 1,000 days in the markets and not profitable. So I took the next step, and the only step that I could see which would actually give me progress. And I bought a mentorship. Now this mentorship cost me £5,000. And to be fair, it was not worth it. But nonetheless, it did set me off on a decent track. I made back my money, reinvested it into trading, bought more courses and mentorships, and within a few months, I was profitable. Years and years of pain, and I was finally seeing the results. I began networking, expanding my knowledge, and learning day by day, just as I continue to do right now. Trading is a game of constant education. You must be open-minded and always willing to learn. You never know too much, and none of us are better than the other. We all just have different information. And thankfully, now everything's paid off. I'm about to start my 6th year in the markets, and I couldn't be happier. I'm now living in Phuket, Thailand, full-time. I have been for 2 years, and I just spend my days teaching and trading and making content. But looking back on those struggling days and everything that I've been through to get here today, and that story was just a smidge of my life. I'm glad that I come out on top, as I always fucking do. So yes, if you ask me, trading is worth it. And it's not just worth it, but it saved my fucking life. Now I fast track others' success and teach the exact same systems that I spent years building, because I was once where you are too, if not fucking worse. My YouTube is stacked with free value. Nothing is gatekept, and you should not take it lightly. That is all the information that you need to make money in these markets. But with that being said, if you want to excel your trading further and faster and work with me one-to-one, where I will build you custom psychology systems, provide you with a reliable trading strategy that has been replicated across 60 other students, and essentially hold your hand until you're making thousands in the markets per month, hit the link below or drop me a DM on Instagram, because I get back to all of you. Oh, and just to end it off, I got a 90-day guarantee where if you're not funded within 90 days, I will work with you personally for free until you're making at least 5-10K a month in the markets. That was my trading journey, boys, and that's what it took me to get here. I could be here for hours talking about my pain, struggles, and what it took me to get here. Everybody's got a sob story. Fuck the sob story. Just work harder and get what you want. It's as simple as that, boys. Stay savage. Safe.